in the administration. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on Bannon. Bannon obviously sort of freaking out a little bit. There's been this report now in Drudge following that, following the report in Axios this morning that Bannon is out. Drudge is now implying that Bannon is out. And
I hadn't seen that. I thought
literally happened seconds ago. He's implying it. It's unclear, but look, it's going to be if Bannon had not, gone out, and maybe what he did
to numerous different media on the record. He almost was trying to go out. It seems to me on his own terms.
Well. I think he may have known that his time was up, and so he goes and reaches out to Robert Kuttner over at the American Prospect, and tries
very sympathetic to their cause,
and tries to and first of all gives a completely different version of what he believes to Kuttner about the Nazis than in other publications, but argues that he and Kuttner are on the same page when it comes to trade and other issues. And we've seen Bannon do this before. When there was other pressure, we all of a sudden saw this leak that Bannon was in favor of a 44% tax on people making over $5 million. Now, people should understand that that was also offset by taxes diminished significantly on the first $5 million. So may have hurt some people who make more than $5 million a year, but a lot of those people also end up figuring out tax shelters that allow them to escape.
They're having a rough time out there these days. Don't be so disrespectful, Sam.
He also came out with a leak that said that he was interested in really looking from an antitrust perspective at Google and Amazon, things that would appeal to a lot of progressives. And when he calls Kuttner, again, the play is to try and build his either from the White House or outside the White House movement of white nationalism, white civic nationalism, as they call it. He doesn't like ethno-white nationalists. He likes white civic nationalists, which is basically it's not a racial thing. It's just that our country must be kept pure.
I get it. When I hear it the other way, it seems completely nice and welcoming. So
right.
I get what. I'm sorry.
The other question, though, is if Bannon's out and this scalp, if Bannon is out, it is a scalp for Kelly. It also takes the pressure off of a guy named Gary Cohn, who Cohn here obviously is he's Jewish. He has Jewish buildings and programs named after him from universities and whatnot. And this is a guy who's hanging in there. Listen to this story from the Washington Post. Cohn, who funded the Cohn Jewish Student Center at Kent State University in 2009, right? So he has some investment in institutional Jewry. Apparently he's gotten a lot of phone calls from people he knows. And I was saying this the other day, that this is a guy who's got to go to the country club, or he's got to go to Shul, or he's got to go and
all the good Jews are calling him.
And
what's going on right now?
But here's the kicker. That worries on Thursday that Cohn might join the exodus of business leaders after 2 White House corporate advisory boards disbanded in the wake of events in Charlottesville helped send the Dow Jones Industrial Average down 275 points, or 1.2%, the largest sell-off in 3 months. So he's staying there and justifying it essentially to prop up the stock market. This is just how unbelievably insane this is. And I've been trying to figure out what you call that.
My retirement account thanks him.
It's not a bear or bull market, right? It's, what did they call this? A Sonder market?
Market. It's a gefilte market.
Yeah, not quite. But this is the way they're justifying it, of course, is that, well, if I leave, we're going to lose some points on your stock portfolio. If Bannon's out, this takes pressure off that. And then the question is, what happens with a guy like Stephen Miller? What happens to a guy like Gorka? I mean, Miller is there. He's Jeff Sessions' guy, but he's obviously been.
Can you answer something for me, Sam? Seriously, no joking.
Maybe.
Well, I'm wondering, because I brought this up, I think, on the show. I mean, Stephen Miller's family is Jewish. So I still don't get it, because my thought always was with these Nazi guys, it doesn't really matter, right? It's about bloodlines. I mean, they look at it in a very, they look at it in the eugenics kind of way. So even if Stephen Miller likes being one of them, wouldn't they kill him anyhow and not accept him?
Well, I mean, look, what
does he think his future is with people?
Well, as Bannon would tell you, I may not like Jews, but it's an ethno-nationalistic movement, and he'll be last to go.
Is he ethno-nationally acceptable then?
Well, I mean, probably in the short run. Michael likes to say that Steve Miller is the only Jew who signs his name with parentheses.
Right. Did you ever see the movie Moonraker?
The Bond movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Remember they go up on and the guy's setting up a perfect civilization with only all the best of everybody, and Jaws realizes at some point that doesn't include him.
Right.
I think at some point that could become Steve Miller. He's going to realize at some point when he looks around at all the blonde-haired, blue-eyed folks that he's not one of them. But I leave that to him to figure out.
That would be it would be fun to watch that realization dawn on him.
Yeah.
But it's
okay. Sorry for that. I just was kind of wondering, because I've always, watching people like him, I always wonder, like, what is it that you think, you can hate your own kind as much, they still consider you one of them? I don't know. In any case, go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, you got to ask, like, how does Gary Cohn stay in that position? I mean, maybe he uses the stock market to justify it, but I don't know. I don't know how anybody justifies staying in that administration.
I don't know. I mean, think about somebody as talented as Omarosa.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, I think, people think they're going to be the one who will, at least I will get that certain amount of power. Hi, folks. Sam Seder here. We still need your help on our Patreon page. YouTube ads have come back, but not nearly as much as we had before. So if you can help us out, any little bit helps. Head over to our Patreon page right at this URL, and you'll help us keep helping you by making videos